Couple, possibly.
For me, certainly there was the one at the start of the second half, should have been a yellow for and it looked like your players thought there was a foul in the build-up to the winner.
But there's no thought. Obviously, we've all seen it back. It's an awful thing when you played so well to come in and have to talk about officials affecting the game, but they clearly did. I think everyone in the stadium, everyone watching at home would have seen that. Such an easy game to referee, in my opinion. Such an easy decision for VAR. I can't work out where football is with that sometimes. I'm a big fan of VAR, but I can't work out how you can't get that right. Morgan Gibbs-White quite clearly gets pushed to the floor. The same player is then involved in blocking the ball, and he can't block it because as he jumps up, it goes through the bit of his body which he would have blocked it with. Whichever way you look at it, it's a foul. And then they'll say, yeah, but the ball wasn't near him. And you go, okay, so the ball's not near the keeper, then you push the keeper to the floor. Is that going to be a foul then? Is that going to be, because we all know it is. I can't work it out. And then they score from it, which is the double whammy. Their player in the first half boots the ball away. I thought that was in the 80s when I was playing. You boot the ball away, you get booked. Remember that? It was like, swearing at the referee, booting the ball away, you get booked. He boots it into the crowd and then dies on the floor injured, apparently. And we're going like, how's that? Nothing happened. Same player brings Igor down in the second half, say it's an accident. You go, well, what, if that's an accident, he's running through a goal, then what happens? We all know what happens. He gets red carded. So why is it an accident he's not yellow carded then? I just find it bizarre. I really do. And I think these are easy things to referee. I don't think that's a hardship as a referee. What's wrong with it? Just give him the second yellow. Yellow, it's a yellow. That's it. Off you go. You know what I mean? I'm absolutely stunned, and I try. I'm a big fan of referees. I think they have a really hard job, and they mostly do it really well. But I don't know how. You get in trouble, and I'm like, why am I getting in trouble? How can I get in trouble? Just look at the footage and just go, yeah, okay, bad one. I can't value it. Anyway, fathom it, rather. Great pride in the team, though, today, because you're playing a top side who are purring. We limited them down to, by their standards, low-level chances. And we created a couple of big moments ourselves, especially one in the first half, which, early on, which was a very big, probably the chance of the game. We just couldn't get on the end of it. Great goal. Really, really pleased with the players on the counter. And so many good performances today. You come away, I'm just scratching my head out, we didn't get a point. And unfortunately, having to speak about other things other than two teams, just getting on with it. And I'm not questioning them, but nothing to question them. Great side, playing well, and a great manager. So there's no question on Man City, no question at all. It's just on. I just couldn't believe what I've seen today with the official. It's unfathomable, that one for me.
I mean, I like the way that you put them under so much pressure on the ball. Anderson thinks you needed that a lot. The game plan you had worked so well for most of the game. Two kind of semi-mistake goals, really. Good from their point of view, but we don't get distances right, which was rare for the first goal, but we know they're clever, we know that's how they play, and they time the run really well, and good finish from their point of view, of course, but even that, on another day, it hits the keeper's legs and it just squeezes through. And the second one's similar, taking away the obvious, how it gets through, it comes through two sets of legs, and you just think, it's one of them days when that happens. But on the other hand, the performance level I thought was excellent from all involved, and the challenge I've just said to them, I said, we've got to go again, because when you're playing, with all due respect, the division's a tough division, but they are one of the top sides, without a doubt, and they're showing that. So we've got to keep that level of performance against whoever we're playing, and not come away from it. So that's the next challenge, and that consistency of performance, which I've spoken about endlessly. But there's really good signs here in the way we've been playing, I think, and there certainly was today.
You've spoken about the passing of John a couple of days ago. It's been a sad time for him.
Yeah, I was fortunate to get to know him reasonably well, and his family a little bit as well. His fantastic wife has been super strong through a really tough period, obviously, for a while now, as his health was deteriorating, and just a great fellow. He's football. He'd have been proud of that today. I know he would have, because he was brilliant at seeing through results. When I was at Everton and stuff, and I'd see him for a coffee and a beer or whatever, he'd always look through it, and go, no, I've seen what you're doing. He's a great at that, on an analytical sort of point of view and individual players. But also just as a bloke, he's funny, he was good to be around, he's good-humoured, sharp, loved his music, loved to sing along, and just all them things, just an all-round great guy, I thought. So, sad loss to me as someone who knows him somewhat as a friend, but a massive loss to Nottingham Forest Football Club, without a doubt.
Sorry, what's the situation with Chris
What did you? Yeah, he's had an operation. Yeah, at the end of a period of trying to settle it down, which is unfortunate. But we had obviously a lot of specialist opinion on trying to get it through, and sort of naturally, if you like. But they've decided that it's time to go and do it. So it's a sort of a version of a cartilage op. We're not sure. It certainly won't be days. Obviously, we're hoping for weeks. We'll have to wait and see how that settles. But the signs were good with the from the surgical point of view. Well, we'll see. I mean, I don't like throwing timescales about because of disruption on the way back to fitness. You know, it's never. We're hoping it's a smooth pathway. It sometimes isn't. So we'll just have to wait and see.
It's been a difficult week, Sean, with the John situation. You know, it's obviously an emotionally charged day today.
Yeah, I think in a way it felt more of a celebration of someone, and I know different people want different things from that, and you know I'm not sure whether the family requests that, but it felt more of a celebration of a player. You know, I didn't sense that kind of dourness or anything. I think there's emotion and there's feeling, but in a kind of an upbeat way for what he'd done. You know, he played as Brian Clough used to say, but, you know, play with a smile, and he certainly did. And he was like that most of his time, very dry, very funny, very witty. So yeah, I mean, I think he'd have enjoyed the fact people were clapping. I respect minute silence as well. Don't get me wrong, I'm not questioning that, but I think it was right. It was right on this occasion to clap. You know, rather than have a minute silence, because he was that kind of fellow, you know, infectious with his personality.
Sean, you might not have the goals for it in the league, but it's quite rare to see two centre-backs from Man City rattled like they were quite a lot today. How encouraged?
Well, you saw it, but apparently the officials didn't. I don't know what happened there. Everyone else saw it, but I've never seen centre halves drag someone to the floor as much and get away with it that often in the Premier League. Yeah, I think he goes. No, he's doing well. He's learning. You know, he's learning about the game here. He's strong. He plays hard, but he plays fair. And you know, adding the next step will be to get more goals. But he's in there. He's hungry to get goals. But he's certainly shown what a good all rounder he is. And now it's just adding goals, I think. Which obviously that's not as easy as it sounds. But you know, he had scored goals this season, and I think he'll score more because he does get in the right areas. And he's a, you know, I haven't seen the how far away, but you know, the chance in the first one him and Morgan crashed the box. Very close to scoring there. And he's had a couple chalked off, don't forget. One at Liverpool, everyone's still scratching their head how that one was chalked off. And similar but different at Wolves, so, you know, he could have had another couple. But no, he's learning well, I think, developing well.
Sean, you were a defender. Do you think defenders enjoy playing against you? They get a tough time, don't they?
I think defending is a different art now. You know, in my day, you played against whoever, and now it's more weighted in the favour of the. Well, it wasn't today. I didn't feel. That's why I was laughing. It should be the way the rules are now. It's more weighted in favour of the attacker and the attacking play and the attacking style. That's why they bring out these rules. You know, more excitement, more goals, more forward play. But today that wasn't obviously the case. But no, I think he's learning well. I'm enjoying what he's doing, and if he can. Be a handful for defenders, then why not? You know, and that certainly looks. He's a strong lad. I know that, and he can certainly hold the ball up well. And he plays at that lovely measure. I think he plays competitively but fair.
I'm sure you felt it to be missing Chris Wood, but his performances and his emergence make you.
No, it's early for you. He's got to learn still. You know, he's still new to it all. But no, Wood is a different idea. You know, Wood has got the depth of experience and the goals and the knowledge of the Premier League. Eagles doing very well to fast track that, I think, and doing a good job of it.
Surely, we've seen a little bit more of an Mario Hutchinson under you. It's taken a little bit of time for various reasons. Just sort of what have you seen in him, and how has he responded to that faith? It's obviously the first goal for the club.
Yeah, no, I think he's doing well. I think his positional sense is improving all the time, for certainly the way that I want the team to work, and I thought he did that very well today. He's an honest lad. He'll defend as well as attack. He can work off both feet, and he's going along nicely at the minute. I thought both wide players did a shift today, and not only without the ball, with the ball. We knew it would be important for us to, especially on counters, to work with width, because they often dominate the midfield type zones. You know, as Man City, the way they pop and probe. So we knew we'd have to work around that. And I thought they did that well, both of them. So, yeah, I mean, Dylan just got a few minutes. You know, we'll see how he improves. You know, obviously he's younger and not as experienced in the Premier League. At least Amara's had one season, albeit a tough season at Ipswich, but he's going along nicely at the moment.
Is he somebody that's been able to handle that fee? It was a big fee coming in.
Yeah, as I said when I got here, you know, a number of weeks ago when I think he come on in the Leeds game, I was saying I haven't really done that much with him because I always believe in letting players go at first. You know, you don't want to keep over-coaching them. And it's more a case of just offloading all that. The fees nowadays, you know, I said in the interview, I'll say it again because you obviously weren't there. I said, look, 15 years ago, we could have all sat there and had a list of players, and we could have all roughly got the same, you know, roughly the same fee level for a player. It doesn't happen anymore. Now it's just pay it or don't pay it. So I told him that story, and I said, look, it's nothing to do with you, the fee. I said, just enjoy your football. Just come and work hard and enjoy your football. And I think he's showing signs of that, and some very strong signs. And there was some very strong signs and a very calm finish. Good play, to be fair, and a good ball from Igor as well, but a very calm finish.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Yeah.